Hi there, Lia Machedo speaking to you from LiaMachedo.com. Who's Lia Machedo? Think Personal Branding. It's 4:16 in the morning. I just woke up, so I look a little sleepy. I sound a little drowsy. Let me have my shot of espresso. Okay. Now I can talk. Okay. Today's video, before I move further, important disclaimer which YouTube wants me always to say is I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice, and always seek proper guidance. So before I even start, I'm giving you a disclaimer. And yes, this topic will be slightly sensitive, so if you are sensitive in nature, please do not watch this video. Okay, my thought process is sometimes very rough and tough. Okay, I am one of those people who lives on social media, literally lives on social media. Every day I have subscribed to so many news outlets. I get updates. I check social media for trending topics or issues that seem to capture my attention. Just because something is trending, I will not speak unless I believe in it. Okay. And one of the particular areas that I'm very passionate about is how social media today impacts children. Okay, I don't know why I'm so keen or passionate or interested about it. Maybe because I have a daughter. I don't know. But because the number of youngsters get in touch with me, I think the greater reason is because the number of youngsters who get in touch with me and interact with me, and given India's population is literally 1 billion, more than 1 billion. So quite a number of youngsters get in touch with me to join my social media groups or to seek my advice for career, love, marriage. So that is why I'm very interested. Now, I came across this particular video and my thoughts about gender transition. I've already had videos on a guy taking, getting his stuff, private parts chopped off or modified to become a female. A guy wants to become a female, or a female who wants to become a male. In fact, in the news right now, you have that swimmer. He is a guy. I mean, if you look at his photograph, he's a dude. He's big, he's huge. And he calls himself, he was 400 and something ranking in the world. And now all of a sudden he calls himself, okay, I feel like a female. Imagine, he has the male package, everything. He has a male body, he has a male everything, but he says, I'm a female, okay? And the part which absolutely disgusts and disturbs me is he's not only dominating and smashing all the female records, and he's calling himself, I'm a female, I'm a woman, okay? He's also using the female toilet, he's using the female bathrooms, he's using the female where all the girls are going to change and all that. And, in the West, they are just naked in front of each other where they are showering. He goes there. It's not me telling you from my pocket. You can just Google search. They are very disturbed that this guy who identifies himself as a female, even though he's male, he has all the male private parts, everything. He calls himself a female and he's with all the females. And what? You should just act like, oh yeah, even though what bothers me is nowadays online, the topic for discussion is does a woman have a penis? What are you bloody talking, man? Does a female have a penis? In fact, this new judge that is appointed in United States, she's very educated, very articulate woman. I'm not against anyone who's good for the job is good for the job. She was asked a question by the Republicans who are against transgenders taking part in women's sports. Democrats and Joe Biden, he's a lousy ass. He just wants everyone to be happy. He'll kiss everyone's ass and say, yeah, men can be women and women can be men and this and that and all that shit. He just wants to appeal to everyone like Obama, who's an ass kisser. Okay. So She was asked this question: what do you define as a woman? In fact, what is that daily? What's the name? Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire. They have come out with a new, I think, documentary that's what is a woman? How do you define a woman? And she was asked this question: what do you define a woman? Imagine you're asking a woman, what do you define as a woman? And her answer, which was very diplomatic, to be politically correct, she's like, I'm not a biologist. I do not know the definition, medical definition. What the fuck are you guys talking? In order to be progressive, I don't know if you call it progressive or regressive, now they're saying, oh, you can have your own pronouns, like in Canada. You can, you identify as like tomorrow, if I want to identify as a female, I'm Loy Machedo, male, but tomorrow I can tell you, no, I'm no longer Loy, I'm Lia, okay? And I'm no longer, you can't say, he is doing no, that offends me. I'm sorry, that offends me. It hurts my feelings. You're attacking me. You have to call me she. That is why even on LinkedIn, you have people, educated people who I've known over the years, they put their name, like for example, they'll put, example, just take Balwinder Singh, example, okay, out of the blue, I'm just saying, Balwinder Singh, in the bracket, my pronouns, he's actually put Balwinder Singh, my pronouns, he, him, his. Scratch me, what the fuck are you talking? And even in the description, hi, I'm a cis male, or I'm born I sometimes wonder, what is our world coming to? And then there are people saying, my preferred pronouns is zem, z, zim, z. And there is even one who came on, what was that guy's name? Piers Morgan's show, Good Morning America, after which he resigned from there. There is this female who comes there, her child's name, she has put her child's name as Sparrow the bird. And when they asked this lady who identifies as she's genderless, or she is transgender, or she's gender fluid, she can be male today, she can be female tomorrow. Her child, she has identified neither as male or female. She's saying, my baby will decide what her gender is. And none of her partners she identifies as male or female. She's married to somebody who is either male or female. It can be anything, gender fluid. And she's sleeping around with somebody else who's also male or female. Okay. So they asked, what is your partner, is he male or female? No, my partner is a transgender and gender fluid. And my other partner is also non-binary. So it can be anything. And you have to call me with my preferred pronouns of zem, z, zim, z, him, her, him, he. It's like, sometimes you wonder, like, what is the world coming to? Now, out of all this, the thing that boils my blood, which really pisses me off, is Canada and USA, all these so-called advanced countries, they have made it a law that if a small child, maybe 6-year-old, 9-year-old, I don't know the exact law, wants surgery, actual surgery, where they want to take estrogen blockers, means for girls, you need estrogen to get breasts and all. You want to take, drugs to stop that, so you don't become like a female, or you want to take testosterone, which men or bodybuilders take to get muscles and be more manly. Yes, as a child, you can take it. And if you, as per law, if you have done this for 1 year, then you can opt for surgery, getting your private parts cut off. Just let that sink in. You can get your breasts cut off. You can get your private parts cut off. A girl can get a penis, taking the skin from the flesh, okay? And they'll stitch, and you can see the graphic videos on YouTube. It's actually there. It's science-based, obviously age restriction. They will show how they cut a penis off, how they remove the balls. They'll actually show that operation. They'll even show how a vagina, they put a fake penis. It is so disgusting. It is so disturbing. And children are doing it. Children, youngsters are doing it. Let that sink in. I've even seen where the mother and father are holding that small boy's hand. I've seen a small boy, and oh, I love my child. I'm allowing my child to express them. What are you fucking doing? A small child doesn't know what the hell they want. Until the age of 30 or 35, even 40, sometimes we don't know what we want. How can you make a child take a decision for their entire life. I mean, even for a tattoo, I tell them, please don't get a tattoo done until you're 30, 35, or at least 40. By 40, do whatever you want. But please don't do it. Why? Because you'll regret it. Now, in the case of a tattoo, at least you can get laser surgery removal. And yes, there'll be a little scar, but it can vanish. But imagine you cutting and chopping your body part. What can you do? Can you get it back? So I happened to see this video of all this, and that is where I bumped into this. I Google searched detransition. That means the people who transitioned and where they regret it. Because I have this book, it's Irreversible Damage by Abigail Schreier. Okay, I bought this book. The reason I bought this book is I was very interested to read this topic, and this book is considered as it's being forcefully removed off the shelf because they're saying it is hurtful and hate speech and all that. See the terms, they hate speech against transgender. So I was like, before this book gets banned or pulled off the shelf, I'll buy it off. Okay, she came on Joe Rogan's podcast. You need to hear that. So I bought this. Okay, I bought this and I'm very curious to read it. And here, even in Thailand, the number of lady boys who decide to get surgeries. In fact, if you see a lady boy, especially who have had surgery, they are more beautiful than a normal woman. Just Google search on Google, check lady boys, and most of them get into sex trade because it's very lucrative. What you'll earn in a month, you can earn in one day, and that also maybe in 1 hour, just if you get into the sex industry. So many of them get into this. I have personally seen lady boys whom I'll tell you can't make out whether it's a guy or girl. You think it's a girl, but it's not a girl, it's a guy. Okay, so I've seen many lady boys. I've seen many girls who think that they are men. And for some strange reason, it's very rampant here in Thailand. There are a huge number, and even though it is considered taboo, but they've accepted them. Fine, I'm nothing against it. But where I get disturbed is when a small child opts for this. One of the shocking experiences which I've shared on my video was when my wife and I went shopping, and she was, we go to the fruit and vegetable market, which is cheap. My wife was, when she sees second-hand clothes, sometimes she goes and buys, and she likes to sell and sometimes use. That's a thing here in Thailand, especially with the poorer people. And my wife likes to buy cheap clothes. I give her the full money, and I tell her, you can take the money for the original, whatever savings, keep it for yourself and buy whatever you want. So she saves it to buy what she likes, or she saves it for a future. That's her call. Okay. So she was trying on these dresses, and I went for a round to check the fruits, vegetables, and all the stuff, fish, meat, and whatever. When I came back, a female's dress, she's holding this boy, and she's putting the dress, telling him to stand, and she's trying to, oh, it looks so nice. And I came there, what are you doing? Why are you putting this girl's dress on this boy? This poor boy, leave him alone. Why? She's saying, this is not a boy, this is a girl. I said, what are you talking? This is a boy, because it's obviously a boy. You can make out the male features. It was, I think, maybe a 9 or 10-year-old boy. Okay, you're saying it's a boy. I said, what nonsense you're doing? This is not a boy. This is a girl. Sorry, this is not a girl. This is a boy. This is actually a boy. There's no breast. There's nothing. He's dressed up like a boy. Then she was like, shh, she was embarrassed, and she was telling the mother, this is the mother, and this is the girl. Her son is a lady boy. I'll tell you, I was stunned. I was like, and then he was like blushing, and he was like, and I just said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She said, no, Mepalai. That lady said, it's okay. People misunderstand. And then I saw this boy walking, and he was walking like a, girl, like a pansy way. And I apologized, and, obviously because we are good customers, we just buy everything. I was so confused. It's not that I felt bad that I, identified him, because he's a boy, okay? But the mother has given the boy the freedom to be like a girl, and the boy is acting like a girl. Now, in his case, it was not that he is putting on an act of what he is not. He actually was like that. He actually behaved like that. So when I asked my wife to ask her, she said right from a young age, he used to behave like, pansy, even though he was very much a boy. So I understand it's a medical thing for him, and most probably he'll transition to a lady boy, and then he'll opt for surgeries when he becomes an adult. That I can understand. But the part where I am completely against is when these children who watch social media, who are confused, who are lost, who don't interact with the world, but 24/7 who are on their phones, and they are confused and they are lost and they have emotional issues and they are worried and they have mental issues and they are not confident, and their sense of worth is the number of likes, the number of comments, the social acceptance on the virtual world. When that much is involved and they don't have proper guidance, they don't have proper upbringing, and they wonder what is the solution to their problems. And then they suddenly see information like this, which says it is normal. It is normal to have a sex change. It is normal. It's like just a normal. It's not even taboo. In fact, one of these females, I'll give you her name, Blaire. Her channel, she has, I don't know, millions of followers, or she has around 955, nearly 1 million followers on YouTube. I want you to see her name is Blaire White. Blaire White. Now, when I saw her video first, I was like, wow, she's like, ooh, she's beautiful. She is beautiful. And, but then when I saw closely, I saw her lips and all that. I was like, it's clear she has put lip fillers and she's so perfect. Her image, she's so perfect and she's so beautiful and she's very feminine. But then when I saw lip fillers, I was like, why she did surgery at such a young age? Then later on, when I checked her, she was speaking against going for surgery. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, the female, she's very beautiful. But then when I read her Wikipedia page, it says Blaire White, born 14 September 1993. She's hardly, 20 years, 28. Is an American YouTuber, political commentator, then right-wing. She's critical of the third wave of feminism, all these female justice warriors, social justice warriors, and she's against stuff like Black Lives Matter. And then it came to the part where she's known as a trans medicalist. The minute I read trans, I was like, don't tell me she's a guy. And then when I went down, it said White was assigned male at birth. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. Now, in her case, she underwent gender dysphoria and she transitioned from male to female. Okay, fine. I understand male to female. There are many of them. Okay. But you need to understand, in her case, her career is successful. She has 1 million followers on YouTube. She's making close to, you could say $10,000 per day or maybe $5,000 per day. She's well-to-do. She can afford this surgery. She can afford to look sexy. She can afford to maintain herself. And it reinforces, with a successful career, with money, her life is going places. Okay. But if you are an ordinary person, or extremely overweight, you don't have a career, you don't have money, you don't have a job, and then you're opting for a surgery like this because you saw something on social media. In fact, I just Google search and there are these other people who have undergone surgery and they are encouraging youngsters. They are actually encouraging youngsters. No, it's your body, it's your choice. You're a male, you can be a male, you can be a female. You cannot be defined by your genitals. When you start listening to all this, and when you have a group of people who are just blowing hot air under their ass, it's like, you have a group of people all who, put their arm around you and, kind of reinforce what you feel. It's like, for example, you're an alcoholic and you're sitting with alcoholics. They'll all will encourage you. You're someone who's smoking and you're sitting with everyone who smokes. They'll all encourage you. Even I've seen documentaries where they say if you're anorexic and you don't eat food and you're surrounded by anorexics, they will encourage you not to eat food. So in the same way, when you have someone who is having confusion in their mind about gender dysphoria and all that, or should I go for a sex change? And all of a sudden you have your friends who are also, or you have a group that encourages you for all this. And today on social media, on Google, you can easily Google search and you'll get so many of these groups that confirm this bias. What do you do? Just imagine, I Google searched, within seconds I got all these channels that speak for and against. And how tempting it is for a youngster to realize, if I go for this procedure, my problems will be solved. How many youngsters today just hope that their problems could just vanish with a click of a finger? One tablet, I'll lose all my weight. One procedure, I'll feel better. One, and then when you have them showing a photograph of them before and after they went through the surgeries, they look so attractive. They'll be like, wow, my problems will be solved. And remember one thing, see, I've written down the notes here. When they take testosterone, especially girls take testosterone, testosterone is a very powerful drug, a very powerful steroid. It releases testosterone in your body. It makes you feel like $1,000,000. I have taken testosterone when I was in my bodybuilding days. Oh man, it makes you feel like an alpha male. It makes you feel. That's why when you see females who take testosterone, wrestlers or athletes, WWE superstars, or anybody who takes testosterone, they'll have great skin. They'll have very powerful, solid muscle like Hulk Hogan, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But the drawbacks to taking testosterone, everything in your body grows. Your organs grow. Your face grows, your bones grow. That is why you check Sylvester Stallone before and after. See his face, how much it has expanded. See see Arnold Schwarzenegger, how he was before. See what has happened to him. It does have drawbacks. And nowadays we have so many bodybuilders who are dying because they abuse the system. They like to push themselves to the limit. There's only so much your body can take. Now, when these girls, imagine girls are taking testosterone, obviously you'll start feeling better. Oh, your mood swings will be much better, more controlled. You lose depression, you'll be alert. It's like a limitless tablet. But I'll tell you what the drawback is. Every good thing has a bad side. Every plus has a minus, yin and yang. Yes, you take the testosterone, but then you have to maintain this. If you don't maintain it, there's one problem. And testosterone is very, very, very expensive. The grade A, pharmaceutical grade, is very expensive. And why do you think doctors and the medical industry is encouraging this to take place? Why? Because they can make money. Like COVID vaccine. Why do they encourage so many people? Oh, one vaccine, two vaccine, booster, next booster, oh, tablets, oh, tests, oh, kits. It's all money. It's a business. Why do you think insulin is so bloody expensive, even though there's no improvement, but the price have grown like 6,000%? It's all business. They don't make money if you're well. They make money if you're sick. So this is another area where today, in the last, I think, a few years, this has grown to, like before, I was listening to the podcast, the number of girls who want to transition to males was 0.01%, 0.01. That means one in every 100,000 or million girls or something like that. Okay, don't get me, I'm not very good at math. But today, it is 2% or 2.4% or something. Just imagine, 0.0 is this thing. It has grown to like 2,000 or 20,000% or whatever it has grown. That means one in every, I don't know, now 1,000 girls feel, oh, I'm in the wrong body. And where do they get this language? I'm in the wrong body. Oh, I have gender dysphoria. In fact, many of the youngsters in my groups, they are telling me, listen, Loy, hi Loy, how are you? I'm 16-year-old. I have ADHD. Like, who the fuck told you have ADHD? Yeah, I checked online and I found out I have. They self-diagnose themselves. I came to know I had ADHD when I went to a psychiatrist. I didn't check online. I didn't check Google. I didn't check social media. I went to a professional, the best psychiatrist money could buy in where I stayed. And after careful evaluation and assessments and tests, he told me I had ADHD. And imagine, he had given me control tablets, which I took, which made me like a vegetable. Actually, I used to sit like this, like just like this. Until one fine day, I was like, I'm losing my ability to speak, like how I speak fluently. I'm just like this. I'm just calm, but I'm like this. I was like, I don't want to be like this. Like, fuck these control tablets. And I threw all of them away. Okay. And today, I'm proof that even though I'm diagnosed with ADHD professionally, not self-diagnosis, not YouTube, not Google, professionally, okay, I still refuse the treatment. And even though my baby, I know for a fact my baby has ADHD, her hyperactivity and all that, I know the symptoms because I went through it. My wife was told, thanks to the stupidity of social media and the internet, that when the baby is hyper, give them these control tablets, take them to a doctor, diagnose them with the ADHD, give them tablets. No, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. And even if tomorrow, let's say my daughter sees all this social media and all that, and she feels, oh, gender dysphoria, all that, there's because me and my wife will have communication lines open between our daughter and us, we'll make sure that she's not influenced by the bullshit that is there on her. The problem with these youngsters, these children, is their parents just give birth to them. Like in America, they just believe, oh, abortion is evil, give birth. But then they don't care if the parents are there or not there. Parents, one is working 2-3 jobs, another one is working 2-3 jobs. These kids are alone. And what do they do when they're alone? Social media. In fact, I remember sharing this on the video where this girl, what is her name? No, not her name. This girl, 15-year-old, fat, really fat, and they are pink, yellow, and blue, and all that fat. Dressed up funny. I don't know. They look like some cartoony. This thing. One guy with a beard and with eyelashes like this, and they're like, imagine they're taking with their phone, they're standing in a park or something. Hi, and yeah, go on, and they're encouraging this fat, really fat girl. Like you can just make out like she doesn't have any friends, and she's like, come on, it's your birthday. Hi, today is my 15th birthday, and I've decided I'm going to make a bold statement. So they say, go on, and they're encouraging. And she's like, and she's crying to hold her tears. And okay, I want to come out and I want to tell the world I'm no longer a female, which she is. I'm a male. From today, my pronouns are no longer going to be her and she. It's going to be him and Zim and Zer. And all of them, yay! And they're clapping and they're hugging. Oh, you came out. You're so brave. You're so courageous. Oh, yay! My life is going to change. Oh. The problem is once you get into the path of surgeries and testosterone, you can't stop it. It's expensive. You can't maintain. See, after years of doing steroids and whatever for bodybuilding, and I was not a hardcore user, I was a casual user. Imagine, even after being a casual user, the impact that it had on my health. When I stopped the injection on my weight gain, my breathing, my system got fucked. I put on, imagine, I was like almost 125 kilos, big fat with so much of fat and water and muscle, which my body couldn't handle. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I was breathing, huffing and puffing. And, my blood pressure was going up. My sugar levels were peaking to the point where I would get diabetes. I was in bad shape, and that is why I decided I can't keep dieting and exercising, which I was, even though an athlete, a triathlete and a swimmer and marathon runner, I used to literally run marathons, still I couldn't lose the weight. And after gaining, I finally went under the knife. I decided bariatric surgery, which I underwent. My operation is still there. It is graphic, by the way. If you Google search Lia Machedo bariatric surgery, the live videos are there. You'll see me naked and you'll see blood and this and that. So just I'm warning you for that. I went through the surgery and I lost 55 kilos. My weight has stayed down ever since. Okay, although it fluctuates here and there, but I keep myself fit. So what I'm telling you is, there is an impact with all these steroids. There is an impact with all these procedures. If your body naturally is meant to be A and you're forcing it to be B with surgery, you can't maintain this for the rest of your life. When you're young, it looked nice. Like these girls, when they're young, they get surgeries, fillers, injections. But as you get older, just check any of these celebrities who have constantly gone through surgeries and injections. Their lives are messed up. See, overall, what I want to tell you is, we are living in very disturbing times, very, very disturbing times, where information is just available in your fingertips, in the palm of your hand, on your fingertips. You go literally anywhere. I literally, when I go on my scooter and I pass by these massage parlors, or when I go in a shopping mall, or when I go to a restaurant, everybody has their smart device, and everyone is like this. Everyone just looking at it. It's like we are living in a zombie culture where everyone's walking with a phone. Even crossing the road, everyone's looking at their phone. Everyone. If 20 people are there, 20 people looking on them. That is why do you think we limit my baby's exposure to the iPad? And she'll do the iPad, she'll see it in front of me, half an hour or maximum 1 hour. That also educational programs. Even my wife, like I tell her, be aware of what is going on. And that is why she limits it to only playing, Candy Crush, because it influences you. Facebook influences you. The media influences you. What is popular and trending influences you. It tempts you. In fact, my wife, after I purchased gold for her for her birthday, now all her friends in her Facebook, after I bought gold twice, it was a big surprise for Thai people. It's a very prestigious thing. All her friends started to buy gold, and now it's a trending thing. Imagine in her Facebook page, all her friends are bragging to each other how much gold they are buying. Just because I started a small thing and I surprised my wife, her friends in the village, nobody was doing this. Now everyone's doing it. And now it's become a race. In fact, my wife is under so much of pressure that for 5 years she never asked me anything with regards to gold. And I bought her a really massive amount, spent a lot big for the first time. Now she's actually asking, can you buy after 6 months? Can you buy? Why? Because peer pressure. Peer pressure all of a sudden. So the main thing which I want to tell you is, for youngsters, you need to be very careful with regards to social media, with regards to these apps, with regards to the exposure that you're getting from the media. Whatever you type on Google, it can be bodybuilding, it can be success, money, it can be buying a new Apple. Like, why did I get tempted to buy the Samsung Ultra Tab? Because I just Google searched tablet. Why do you think I was so crazy about buying the new MacBook Pro? Because I was like, okay, which laptop can I buy when traveling? They'll keep bombarding you with these ads and these reviews and these incidents. You'll end up buying. You'll end up getting influenced. You'll end up doing what you normally wouldn't have done. Just imagine if I never saw any, MacBook Pro review or Samsung Ultra review. If I never saw any review, I never saw any ads, I wouldn't even know it existed. In the same way, these children today, these young boys and girls who are busy on Instagram, Facebook, and who are busy trying to search, the algorithm, the AI will figure out what is your pattern to keep you glued to the phone. And they'll give you what you seek. If you're a hardcore Muslim and you believe in Islam, they'll show you all the stuff for Islam and all the people who speak against Islam. So you get more, your belief grows more. And, controversy, that's why people love to fight on social media. Why do you think if a video is controversial, it gains more views? Because people love to fight. So whatever you're searching, whether it's food, good physique, career, success, money, the social media ecosystem, the AI will make sure it gives you what you're searching for, and it will influence you. So please be careful. This gender dysphoria thing is a very, very serious thing. And I had to speak about it because I'm telling you, it's just like all these other new trends and this pandemic that is there. Not just COVID. I'm talking of today children trying to find shortcuts, productivity, so-called hacks. They think that if they undergo this sex change or whatever, their problems are going to get solved. It's only going to get worse. And what you see on YouTube and this glamorous YouTubers and all, it's so disturbing to me that when I see someone who has a girl who has transitioned to male and now she has a YouTube channel with 1 million, they actually allow her channel to be there, and they're saying, and they give them the message which they are dying to listen to, and that's how they get popular, and then everyone follows them. Like you have ClickFunnels that tells you, oh, you're bored with your 9 to 5 job, oh, it's a dead-end job and it's a why don't you become a coach? Why don't you become a digital nomad? Why don't you become a consultant online? Imagine a college student, no world experience, nothing. Oh, I'm a coach, I'll help you get 6-figure income, I'll give you the advice of success, and they'll copy something from Gary Vaynerchuk or Jay Shetty or some shitty this thing, and they'll preach to you, oh, I help people get 7-figure income. Don't do that, man. Anyway, I don't want to keep rambling, but just be careful, because politics, the medical industry, profits, social media, free information, easy access, it is a recipe for disaster. They don't give a fuck about you. They just want to have things their way. End of the day, a company, shareholders, money. That's how it works. And politicians, I wouldn't trust them, even if they're the last people on earth. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.